When it comes to American English pronunciation, trying to sound more natural in the language, I think there's a lot you can do, even if you just have short amounts of time, that if you're consistent in practice a little bit every day, I think you can make some noticeable and significant changes in pronunciation. So today I'm going to walk you through a couple of drills that I would practice every single day if my goal were to sound more natural in American English pronunciation. Good morning, guys. Good evening. Good afternoon. Welcome to your daily American English pronunciation show, which is Wake Up American. We are here Monday through Friday, typically 7 to 8 a.m. New York, though sometimes we're doing some evening sessions because, well, evening New York time might be morning where you are, just because of schedule stuff, classes in the morning and things like that. It's a little bit easier sometimes to do it now. When I say we, I mean me. Hello, my name is Jeff. It rhymes with breath. That's one of the four keys to a natural sound in American English pronunciation, including placement, pitch, breath, trying to weaken your consonant sounds, strengthen your vowel sounds. These drills I'm going to show you that, again, if I were serious about pronunciation, I would be trying to target every single day, can be described as falling into these categories here. So I'm going to show you some breath drills I would do. I'm going to also show you some pitch drills I would do. We'll then talk about intonation drills and we'll talk about stress drills. In fact, I was actually working with a student today who kind of had this question, kind of inspired it. They're like, okay, I want to practice every day, but I don't know what to do. It's like, these are the things I would do. Okay, so let's begin with just breath drills. So, breath drills, very centered around the breath. Surprise, surprise. When we say breath, it means that we're really going to be trying to engage our diaphragm a lot. If you don't know what your diaphragm is, this is an organ, or I guess it's a muscle. It's an organ or a muscle. If you guys know, let me know. It's located here. It's below your chest, it's above your stomach, and you need it in order to breathe. But the problem is, a lot of people who've learned English are not using it. Their lungs are doing all the work, and so the diaphragm is not doing everything it could. So we want to try to engage our diaphragm as much as possible. And so to start, I think it's just helpful to breathe. So I want you to put your hands on your stomach and just take a big breath in through your nose and then breathe out through your mouth. And as you did that, you probably felt your stomach contracting as you breathe out. Let's do that one more time. Breathe in, your stomach's going to expand. And then breathe out through your mouth. And as you exhale, you can probably feel your stomach moving in. We want to start with this because breath is so central to all the sounds we make in American English. Okay, so the next thing you can do after you've just breathed a couple times is maybe pair it with a vowel sound. You can use a vowel sound that maybe you feel comfortable with or a vowel sound that you're working on. So maybe, for instance, you want to work on the ah sound. So we're going to breathe in again. And then on the release, we're going to say ah. And notice how, even though the sound finishes, the breath continues. This is a huge concept in American English. Just because the sound ends doesn't mean the breath ends. Okay, finish the sound and keep going. Can you hear a difference between ah and ah? Okay, that first one, the issue was that the breath stopped when the sound stopped. The second one, the breath continues. So that's what we want to do. Okay. Um, you can even say the sound multiple times. So let's breathe in again. We'll say ah like 3 times in one breath. Ah, ah, ah. Okay. And if you find that you're doing ah, that is not what we're going for. Okay. So that's the very first exercise I would do. It's just some breath exercises, do some different vowel sounds, making sure that I get the breath flowing. Okay. So that's the very first thing I would practice. The second thing I would practice, once we finish with that, we can then move on to maybe talking a little bit about pitch. And if you see my videos, you've probably already got an idea of pitch, but just some basic ideas. We want to try going up. So for instance, go from a midpoint up. You can do a sound, so you could do like e. You can use a word like this. You can even do a whole sentence like I live here, 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 like something like that. So just going up and then go down. It's like this. Or you could do just an individual sound. Eh. Or you could do a sentence again. It's like I live here, I live here, I live here, I live here, I live here. And the goal is trying to expand that range. As you move around, make sure that you're continuing to keep the breath flowing the entire time. Okay. Um, Once you've done that, a couple different words, a couple different phrases, a couple different sounds, what you can then do is try to link everything instead of doing steps. So, for instance, can you do like this? And then can you send that back to your midpoint? It's like this. And then can you send it down? It's like this. And then can you go from your low point back to your mids like this? Okay. I would practice that. You could do it with individual words. You can do it with sentences like I live here. I live here. I live here. I live here. Just kind of practicing those sorts of movements. We need all these pitches. It may feel weird. You may not like doing it, but the reality is that in American English, we need to access all of these. So that's the very first, that's the very next thing I would practice. Practice breath first, then I would practice some pitch. The next thing is actually going to be a little similar to that. We're going to practice just some intonation patterns because American English has lots and lots of different intonation patterns, um, which means there's also a good chance that we may be missing out on some of them as language learners. So kind of watch out. Let's just start with like falling intonations. Like falling intonation is going from a high pitch to a lower pitch. That movement's like this. That's falling. This. Okay. The opposite of that would be rising. So low pitch to a high pitch would be this. This. Now you can combine the intonation drills with some pitch drills. So for instance, let's do falling intonation descending. It's like this, 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 this. Okay. Then can you do the opposite? It's like this, 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 this. Okay. So notice that we did falling intonation, but a whole smorgasbord, a whole range of different pitches there. We can do a similar thing as well with rising intonations, like this. Let's maybe start low and go high. It's like this, 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 this. And then maybe bring it back down. It's like this, 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 this. Okay. Just practicing those. The next things that you can practice for intonation would be wavers. Some common wavering intonations would be, for instance, for those of you who speak a tonal language, most likely you have like a fall rise. Okay, so like a sound that's kind of like this. Okay. So let's practice that. It's like this, 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 this. Okay. That would be an example again, fall rise. You can also do rise fall. It's like this, 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 this. Okay. Practicing that. Now, you can even expand on those wavers a little bit more. Okay. And this is something when you start listening for it, you're going to hear native speakers do this all the time with the wavers. So for instance, let's do a fall rise exaggerated. It's like this, 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 this. Maybe you could do some lower ones as well. So like this, this. Notice the difference between this and this. Do you hear how much it just like kind of doubles on the waver? Or like this versus this? Not the same, right? So these can convey different emotions. Okay. And of course, you can do that with a rise fall as well. So like this, 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 this. Okay, so practicing that. The last thing I would say, sir, some stress drills. That's our final sort of exercise I would like us to look at. So American English, lots of different words that have different syllable lengths. Different words use different stress patterns. So for instance, some words will stress the first syllable and then go weak on the second one. So for instance, let's use the word didn't. Do you hear it's stressed and it's unstressed? Like didn't. So the pattern is like did. Notice that's not that's not the pattern. It's high pitch on your stress, lower pitch on your weak. Okay, it's like didn't. So try alternating with the pattern and then the words like didn't. Or Or you could do like da da monkey, da da monkey, da da tasty, da da tasty. You see the pattern. Let's add another syllable. Um, let's use, for instance, the word syllable. So syllable, stress on the first syllable, but there's three syllables in syllable. Okay, it's like da da da. Now notice I have three syllables, right? Da da da. Stress the first one. Da da da. Syllable. Da da da. Syllable. Da da da. Syllable. Or some other words like da da da. Family. Da da da. Family. Or da da da. Canada. Da da da. Canada. Okay. Um, you can even add another syllable like da 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 da. Interestingly, da 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 da. Interestingly, but that's not quite the pattern, right? We need to speed up on our reductions, like da 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 da. Interestingly, da 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 da. Interestingly, and things like that. Or change the pattern. So maybe you do weak then a stress, like da 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 until da da until da da until da da today. It's like da-da, today, da-da, today, da-da, today. Or maybe you have a middle syllable stress that's surrounded by weak stresses. So like da-da-da, that'd be your pattern, right? If it's weak, stress weak. Da-da-da, 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 tomorrow, da-da-da, tomorrow, da-da-da, tomorrow, da-da-da, tomorrow. Um, or like da-da-da, develop, da-da-da, develop, da-da-da, develop. Okay, so it's kind of practicing those sorts of rhythms. Okay. If you find these helpful, by the way, we talk about concepts like this in our pronunciation textbook. So if you go to fluentamerican.com, we have a book. We have a book to guide you in all things American English pronunciation. Okay. There's a free version, by the way. If you just look on the homepage and you just want to watch the video, you can do that. It's completely free. Or if you want the book, there's a book version. The only thing that's different is the book version has like some vowel exercises that the video book does not have. Okay, but regardless, if you're interested in practicing these things, I would direct you to that resource. But anyways, those are kind of the four sorts of drills that I would be practicing a little bit every day. Just do maybe a minute on the first one, a minute on the second one, a minute on the third, a minute on the fourth. And then in 4 minutes, you've practiced some very core essentials to getting a natural sound in American English pronunciation. All right, guys, I'm going to head out. But hey, thank you for hanging in with me. Look, there's a million pronunciation resources out there. So the fact that you spent some time here is greatly appreciated. Once more, my name is Jeff. It rhymes with breath. That is one of the 4 keys to a natural sound. Cumulative placement, pitch, breath. Trying to weaken your consonant sounds, strengthen your vowels. I will see you guys later. I hope you have a good day, have a good night, and a good afternoon. You guys take care.